Hello, Merry Christmas. I have an early Christmas present for anybody who has been thinking about buying a new home. Especially maybe you're thinking about upgrading your home, selling your home, taking advantage of the market and the equity that you have in your home to be able to afford a larger home. I have a really good news for you. The loan limits, the new loan limits for 2021 have been announced. And if you haven't heard, I'm going to explain what this means to you. So there are limits to the purchase price for what type of loan you want to get for your mortgage. So there's an FHA loan, which is a government loan, and then there's a conventional loan, which is a loan from a bank, like a private bank. So, and beyond that, there's something called a jumbo loan, which I'm not going to get into in this video, but that's the difference between FHA and conventional. So the higher the purchase price, you have to use a different type of loan. So there's always a limit to it. So the limits have been raised a little over 7%. So like 7.4% to be exact. So what that means is for an FHA loan in this year, in 2020, the highest purchase price you could go, the limit for that type of loan was, and I'm looking at my notes here so I can tell you the exact numbers, $331,760. So in 2021, the limit is going up to $356,362. I'll tell you what all this means in a minute. But also the conventional. So the top limit for that in 2020 was $510,400. That's the biggest house you could get a conventional loan for. And in 2021, they've raised it to $548,250. So beyond that, you have to get another type of loan, which is a jumbo loan, which has higher interest rates. You have to put more money down, and that's what that means. So what really does this mean? Well, the simplest way I can put it is the higher loan limits next year are going to they might allow you to buy a home with a higher purchase price for actually less money down. And because interest rates are still so low, you might be able to afford more house than you think you could when you think about your monthly payment. So you could possibly, you definitely can afford tens of thousands more in a house like this year with interest rates as they are now versus a year or two ago when they were like 5% maybe interest rate. So I talked to my friend Tom Burko with West Penn Financial. He's one of the lenders that I work with. And I asked him to give me some examples, like what does this really mean? So I'm going to give you some examples. And these examples are based on credit score of 750 with $6,000 yearly taxes, okay? And the current low interest rate. Interest rates vary depending on your credit, depending on the person, and taxes obviously vary depending on the property where it's located. But this is just an example. And I'll actually, I can provide them to you if you want to see the breakdown. Just send me a message, let me know. But this is so exciting. So for an FHA loan, okay, and this is just an example. If you wanted to buy a house with a purchase price of $368,000, okay, this year in 2020, you would have to put 11% down. So with your down payment plus the closing costs, you would have to bring roughly $59,000 to closing to buy this house. And your monthly payment would be about $2,080, somewhere in there. Now, next year, to buy that same exact house, you would only need 3.5% down. So with your down payment and closing costs, you would only need it like half. You would only need about $30,000. That's huge. And your payment is going to be slightly higher because your loan is higher, right? So you're able to put less down, so your loan's higher, but your monthly payment only goes up by like $200. So instead of $2,080, it's maybe $2,230, somewhere in there. That's amazing, okay? If you want that lower payment, you can always put more down. I'm just telling you the minimum that you have to put down. So even more exciting, maybe, if you're looking at a higher purchase price, is buying a $575,000 house last year, or I'm sorry, saying last year, this year. We're still in 2020, unfortunately. Just kidding, not really. But in 2020, to buy a $570,000 house, you would need 11% down. So with your down payment and closing costs, you would need $87,200 roughly to bring to closing, right? And your monthly payment for that house would be roughly $2,800. Now in 2021, to buy that same exact house, you only need 5% down, okay? This is amazing. This is why these limits being raised are awesome. You only need 5% down. So instead of having to bring like $87,000 to closing, you would only need to bring about $51,000 to closing. Okay, I hope I can't read my writing. It's either 51 or 57. Either way, it's a lot less that you have to bring to closing, but your monthly payment, even though your loan's higher, remember, because you put less money down, is only like $200 goes up. It's only about $3,000 your monthly payment, okay? And I'm guesstimating here to give you an idea. Again, if you want a lower down payment, you could put more down, but this is amazing. This means if you have, $50,000 in equity in your house, and you are thinking about maybe selling your house, could we afford a bigger house? You probably can. You have to talk to somebody. You never know individually if you can afford a bigger house, or a house like maybe like this is your first purchase. You don't know until you talk to a lender or talk to me. I can set you up with Tom or another lender that I work with, but I'm so excited about this, and it blows my mind, and I am hoping that this is really good news to a lot of you. So if you're sitting here decorating your house for Christmas and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I hate my house. I wish I had this. I wish I could do this. I wish I had a big window I could put my tree in, or whatever it is, or you're just stuck in your house way more than what you normally are, and you realize how much you freaking hate it, I can help you sell it. Somebody else is probably looking for your house and they will love it, right? I can also help you find the house of your dreams. So these loan limits being raised is such a big deal, such a great Christmas present for so many, maybe for you. So if you have any questions, if you want to talk about it, explore things, give me a call, because I can answer your questions. And if I can't answer your questions, I can always get you in touch with somebody who can. So Merry Christmas, and I hope that this was good news for a lot of you.